So we'll go ahead and distribute now. Now we'll get rid of parentheses. So 4 times x, 4 times 4 equals 3 times x, 3 times negative 1. So notice that all we did on the outside was cancel the fraction part. We didn't take that into the parentheses because all of this is one thing. The parentheses don't change until you distribute, get rid of them. Okay? All right, so we'll continue solving. We'll subtract 3x. I like x's on the left. So I have 1x plus 16 equals negative 3, and then subtract 16. And x equals negative 18. No, it doesn't. It equals negative 19. Not what I was doing. Okay, that one's a little bit different. So you might have to look at that one and kind of focus on that one when you're doing your own assignment. Okay? All right. Here's where I want to talk about special cases. When you have a proportion, now you got to know what a proportion is, you got to know what a proportion looks like, and when you can do this. Okay? When you have a proportion, which is simply when you have a single fraction equal to a single fraction. No addition or subtraction signs outside the fraction. Okay? Then you can cross multiply and divide. Okay? You could, at least on this first one, still use your common denominator rule. That would work. But it won't on the other two. It's not going to work because you don't yet know, and that's way more complicated, we're not doing it yet, how to find a common denominator when you have an x in the bottom. Okay? So this method can be used only when you have a fraction equal to a fraction. So let me just go back up here. So I could have used it on the first one, probably wouldn't have used it, but I could have on the second one, could have on the third one, could have on the fourth one, and could have on the 5x minus 4 over 10, could have used it there. But it only works when you have a single fraction equal to a single fraction. You'll know to use this when these x's are in the bottom. So that's going to be like ding, 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 ding. I don't know how to get a common denominator, so you should be going, yeah, that's when I'm going to do cross multiply. Okay, so it should like ring a bell how to do it differently. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this first one using the new method. Okay, cross multiply, not across, but cross. Two different words. So 15 times 7, 105. 35 times x, 35x, and you set them equal to each other. Cross multiply. And then we're just going to divide by 35. And x equals 3. We're going to carry this over to goal 2.5, 2.4, 2.4, I don't know. One of our goals. I think it's 2.4. This cross multiply divide we'll carry over. Not doing it today, but we'll carry it over. Okay, so fraction equal to fraction. I definitely know I'm going to use this method when I have an x on the bottom. So cross multiply. 3 times x, 3x. 8 times 15, 120. And then divide by 3. And x equals 40. And then the last one, a little bit different. Cross multiply. You'll know for sure on this one. You'll go to look for that common denominator. And you'll see, oh, there's an x there. I don't know how to get that. Oh, yeah. This is cross multiply. Okay? Because when we get to the test, this is all going to be all mixed together. So you've got to recognize this. Okay? So 8 times 18. So 144 equals 12 times this quantity. I'm going to do it in 2 steps. So it's 12 times a group, 12 times a quantity. If you get it well enough, you could go ahead and distribute on that step. I'm going to do it in my next step. So I'm going to do it as a 2-step process. But if you know what you're doing, then go ahead and distribute right there before you even wrote it. Okay, I'm going to distribute now. So 144 equals 12 times x is 12x. 12 times 3 is 36. Continue solving, so subtract 36. So 144 minus 36, and I get 108 equals 12x, and then divide by 12. And x equals 9. Okay. So when, especially when, only when you have a denominator that contains a variable, know that should ring a bell that I do this differently. That's my cross multiply question. Okay? On all of the other ones, you have to find your LCD. Well, actually you don't have to. If you can recognize different ways, then do it the way you know. Okay? Okay, a question or more than one question. Anybody?